group of friends gathered around a dusty Ouija board late one night. They asked, "Was anyone here?" The planchette moved, spelling, "Help." Laughing it off, they continued, but the temperature dropped. Then a cold breath whispered in one of their ears, "I'm trapped." Suddenly the planchette shot across the room and the lights went out. In the darkness, all that could be heard in the growl of a voice, "You shouldn't have asked."
Welcome back to another episode of Crackin' Cans Cast, where we talk all things cryptids, all things spooky,
and
all things urban legendy. Today, this is our second episode of our Paranuary series, where we focus on the paranormal.
Yeah.
So I'm excited for this one. This is one I've been looking forward to. I mean, I know I say that like probably every time, but this is one that I know in the beginning was like top 5 on our list probably.
Yeah, I think I was going to cover it early on, and then I don't remember what it was. I just saw something else that I had to do. I don't know. Stuff gets pushed back so much with all the topics, but yeah, this is an exciting one because there is so much history. I guess I want to say like poltergeist activity, possessions, everything related to the Ouija board.
Yeah.
Yeah. Or did you call it the Ouija game?
I keep calling it like the Ouija game, and I keep saying it's not a game.
We do not like that.
It's not a game.
It's not a game.
No,
it's not a game. It's practice.
Yeah.
All right, dive into the beer.
Yeah. What do we got?
All right, so for the pairing today, I went with Rogue Brewing Company, and I went with Dead Guy Ale for a couple different reasons I'll get to. But to dive into the brewery a little bit, this is one of the OG breweries. When I think of craft beer 20 years ago, like Rogue was one of the only ones you could get. So located in Newport, Oregon, Rogue Brewery has been at the forefront of the craft beer movement for over 30 years. I think their mantra says everything about the brewery. So I was going through their whole logo and everything, and then I got to their mantra, and it's like, this describes this brewery. All right, you ready? It's dare, risk, dream. Dare more than others think is wise, risk more than others think is safe, and dream more than others think is practical. That's the freaking cast there, baby. Yeah. That's the Crackin' Cans Cast.
Yeah.
That's our theme.
That is.
We're going to patent that.
Let's do
Take it right from them.
Yeah, just rip it right out from underneath them.
Yeah, I'm sure we'll definitely win. We definitely have bigger pockets than they do.
Yeah, we'll just get our big money lawyers on them.
Yeah. And as far as the beer goes, this is their beer. This is their number one seller. This is a banger of a beer. Yeah, this is what put them on the map. So our bold and complex Dead Guy Ale, a Malbach style brew, has been introducing countless beer drinkers to craft beer worldwide for over 35 years. Deep honey in color, this ale offers a rich malty aroma and hearty flavors of notes of caramel and herbal hops. The robust malt profile and sweetness are beautifully balanced thanks to the liberal use of hops, and they have a Pac-Man yeast. I don't know if that's just to them or I don't know. Yeast strains are a really weird thing that we're not going to talk about because it's super geeky and just I don't care that much. Still, as drinkable as ever, Dead Guy Ale remains a timeless flavor. So, Corey, as to why I picked this drink to match up with the Ouija board.
I think, well, what was their, was it like their slogan or whatever? Because I think some of their slogan...
Mantra.
I think some of that relates with the Ouija board too.
Yeah, dare more than others think is wise. Yeah. If you're using this thing, you're definitely daring more than a lot of people think is wise.
Did it say take risks or something?
More than others think is safe? Yeah. I'm not sure what you're risking. I don't know what the... Who's going to win next year's World Series so I can bet on it? The Detroit Tigers.
You're risking your house getting possessed by
for
demons.
Sure. And dream more than others think is practical. I don't know if you'll be having dreams, but you'll be definitely having nightmares, so yeah. But I thought this beer touches on 2 different topics, or I guess in 2 different ways. Number 1 is the obvious one, Dead Guy Ale. Makes me think of a spirit, a malevolent. I like that word, malevolent spirit. Just nasty.
Malevolent.
Just want to take my pants off and stuff when I hear that. Yeah. So you're speaking to a dead guy. That's what you think. Not what I think, but it's what some people think. The other one, all right. So I went with the name Rogue, right? Because there's been stories through time where people just go rogue. And they use a Ouija board all by themselves, which is like rule number 1.
Yeah.
You never use a Ouija board by yourself. That's how, I'm pretty sure in the beginning of The Exorcism, that's how it started. She used a Ouija board by herself. I could be wrong there, but I know there's a Ouija board involved in that show because I'm going to get into it later. But that's what I got for the beer. Let's take a big swig. Like you have already taken several.
One big swig left, boys and girls. Oh, that's good.
This one reminds me of, what's the one we had from Cunningham? Is that the bitch one? Raging Bitch? Something like that?
Yeah, Raging Bitch. That's Flying Dog?
I might be getting them all confused. Might have to go to the list. They do. This one does. This reminds me.
I was thinking the same thing.
But it's better.
It's better.
Yeah.
That beer used to be better until they changed whatever. Yeah. It changed over the years.
It changed. Corey changed. A lot of change happened.
Yeah.
I know one thing that hasn't changed, and that's Mike's underwear. So let's get ready to dive into the history of the board.
Let's do it.
All right, so first I'll preface this by saying all my source material for the board and the history of it came from the museumofplay.org.
Museum of Play?
Yeah, play, like games and stuff. So they dove into, I guess they do history on all the games and Monopoly, stuff like that.
The Ouija game?
The Ouija game, yeah. I don't know. I guess because it's owned by Hasbro, yeah. So anyways, origin is in the late 19th century during the spiritualism movement. So that movement was in the early 19th century, and it focused on communicating with spirits of the dead. That was not something that anybody wanted to do through most of history, because why would you want to communicate with somebody that's dead? I'm sure you got unfinished business. I don't know. It just doesn't totally sit well with me when you're just having a full-on conversation with somebody you don't even know who you're having a conversation with.
Yeah. I mean, it kind of... I was going to throw this in at some point during some episode, but I thought this was a good one to throw it in on. How come with, spirits and stuff and ghosts, it's always, somebody from, the 19th century or, the 18th century? You don't got any, cavemen spirits and ghosts running around. You don't see any of that anywhere.
That's true.
You know what I mean? It's always ooh, she's wearing a creepy, old-fashioned white dress, or it's oh, he's wearing a colonial uniform, or you know what I mean, whatever.
What if after so long they just got released from their bondage to Earth? Do you think there's a set time where they're allowed to be stuck on Earth before they just whoo?
Yeah, maybe.
Plus we don't live in caves. There might be haunted caves from cavemen. I don't know.
But you know what I mean?
Yeah.
You don't hear any ghost stories or anything about ooh, I heard ooh, 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 and just heard
You do, but nothing good. I don't want to walk in that bedroom when Corey's making those noises.
Yeah, just turn around and walk away.
Yep.
It's just something that's always on my mind. I'm why? Why?
I wonder if a lot of that ties into the spiritual movement.
Yeah, maybe.
And you're searching for things, and that's when they started searching, so that's when stuff started showing up. I don't know. That's a good point, though. So it all began in Hydesville, New York in 1848. So this is still in the spiritual movement, not the Ouija board.
Okay.
When sisters Maggie and Kate Fox claimed to communicate with a spirit through rapping and knocking. So their claim was they would be able to ask this thing a question, and it would be able to rap on the wall yes or no answers.
What do you mean rap on the
wall?
Like
tap on the wall.
Tap on the wall, okay.
Yeah, like wah, wah, wah,
yeah.
you know.
Just making sure.
Like they would get real close to the wall and you'd hear like Snoop Dogg would start blasting.
I was gonna say, you hear like
well,
the real Slim Shady, please stand up.
Yeah, I'm pretty sure that's what they're referring to, rapping in the walls of Detroit.
And then when you said
Detroit,
it too,
New York.
I thought of like wrapping paper. Yeah. Like they're wrapping the wall with wrapping paper, and I'm like, well, that's not the right one either.
Yeah, that's definitely not it.
Like in my mind, I'm just flipping through the pages. Like, nope, probably not that.
Yeah, something's not adding up.
Yeah.
So this is one of the things that really made this movement became popular, and it really became popular with the wealthy, who would hire mediums to perform seances for entertainment. Now, back to the Ouija board. So this is where there's a couple guys in Baltimore that said, hey, there's all these people that obviously want to pay these mediums lots of money. Let's be able to get the lower class into this action, the middle class into this action.
That's genius.
It's freaking genius. Yeah, that's why, I mean, at one point in time, because I don't think I put this down, at one point in time, there were more Ouija boards being sold than Monopoly boards in the U.S. Like at the height, in like the 70s, 80s, when like Monopoly was pretty popular.
Big. Yeah.
There's actually more Ouija boards being sold every
year. So what year are we in now in Baltimore?
So I think we're in like 1920s right now.
This was made in the 20s.
Made in the early 1900s. Yeah, I think it was like 1920 till they really started distributing it, things like that. So the Ouija board started beginning in the 1900s. So there was Charles Kennard and Elijah Bond were the first to see this whole movement as the perfect way to make a profit. It started as a game to play when you had questions that you couldn't figure out. So there I go with figure again. Just saying, just throwing that out. I love it.
I said it a lot last time.
It's gonna happen. It's gonna happen. So this board, and you got to remember, because I think I end up diving into it later, but this board didn't start out as a tool to talk to the dead. It just became as a tool to talk to somebody, which I find is really weird that it's just like, well, who the hell else would somebody
talk
be?
To?
Yeah, but it was like that. Like and through the course of time, like they specifically tried to leave like spirits and ghosts and stuff like that and the dead out of their marketing plan.
So they could have marketed it for like imaginary friends.
Pretty much, essentially, yeah. Or it's weird, or it's like if you have a question in your mind, you get on this Ouija board and your subconscious is going to answer this question for you, you know?
Yeah.
So it started to play as a game when you had a question you couldn't figure out. Used as more of a parlor game. Soon, this was found by the people of the spiritual movement, and they used this tool to talk to someone that wasn't really in the room. I
wonder if anybody started betting on this shit. Like betting money.
How would you bet?
I don't know. I feel like when this shit first started, people were probably so like intrigued by it, and people could just get one over on them. So like somebody's just faking it. Some con artist is like just pretending to move it and shit, and they're like,
hey, I bet you a quarter that thing won't answer you. It's like, hell yeah, it will.
Yeah.
Yes. Yeah.
You know what I mean? Money. Like, son of a bitch, here's my quarter. It's like,
dang, you got me. It's like
double or nothing, do it again.
Yeah, it's in like you ever see Vegas Vacation when they go there, and it's like, what number am I thinking of? 7. Nope, 8, and just takes his money. It's like it's probably right around those lines.
Yeah.
It didn't take long for the original owners to see how to really market this product. Instead of advertising this product, they relied on word of mouth and the use of people involved in the spiritual movement to take the product and make it as a tool to talk to the spirit world. So not long after the release of the Ouija board, Kennard and Bond left their original company and each started their own knockoff of the Ouija board. And this is where I'm going to dive into it a little bit. But there is like a section of this where it is so confusing to try and understand who actually had the copyrights through what years. All right, so we'll get into it a little bit.
Isn't it referred to as something else too? I mean, you'll probably go over that. There was like Ouija board, and then there was like another thing that was like called.
Yeah, I do get into that.
You do get into that. Was it like talking something or talking board or I don't know something? Yeah, I mean,
I'll find it.
Then.
So the only problem with starting these knockoff boards was they didn't own the patent for the Ouija anymore since they left their original company. Somehow, through all the switching of companies and everything, it came to this guy by the name of William Fold. I almost said Fudd because it does look like Fudd.
Fudd.
Yeah. William
Elmer Fudd.
Be very, very quiet.
Yeah, be very, very quiet.
So he was really big on fighting and suing anyone that tried to copy the Ouija board or anything remotely close to the Ouija board. So this is the guy that
got the...
Yeah, and nobody knows how he got it. Yeah, somehow it just got in his hands. He was like, I don't know.
He probably asked the board. He's probably like, hey, who does this board belong to?
Well,
and it
yeah, you now. It's like, oh, sweet, I got the trademarks.
I'm the chosen one.
I figured he was there to trademark something else. And when he was there, somebody came and they're like, oh, the trademark for Ouija just ran up. And he goes, Ouija, sounds interesting. I'll buy that too.
Yeah.
So he somehow got it. So he ended up suing Kennard, one of the original inventors, so much, and he just continued to do it over and over that eventually Kennard just said, screw this, I'm not making anything remotely close to Ouija boards anymore. So he stopped trying to make the product and anything related to Ouija boards. Bond, on the other hand, he started making movies. Oh yeah, 007.
Yeah.
So he was smart about it though. So he started doing it super hush hush, and then eventually with it he just waited till the patent was almost up on the trademarks, and he started mass producing these things right at the end. And somehow, this is really funny. All right, so so I do have what his company was and everything called, and I'm going to let you try and take a guess as to what it's called. So he waited patiently for the trademark to expire and launched his company, its name, and all that right when he could get a hold of the trademarks for it. And what would be the name of his famous company?
Ouija board.
Ouija. Not the name of the board, but this is the name of the company that launched it. Yeah.
Bond. This is the Bond guy, right?
Yeah, Bond. James.
Bond.
Nothing to do with his names. I'll give you a hint. It's pretty anti-Semitic.
I don't know. I can't think of anything.
It's a swastika novelty company.
Okay. Yeah. All right.
Which launched its version of the game, the Nirvana board, using symbols that were associated with Indian religions rather than the fascist regime in Germany. Yeah, I don't know. It's why? I don't understand why. I don't know if he was a Nazi or not.
And he's trying to sell them here.
Yeah, he's in the U.S.
He's in Maryland, right? Baltimore.
Yeah.
Area.
Yeah. So so Bond, he had this you know how there's quotes that go down in history as just like they're all timers.
Yeah.
Bond had maybe one of the most all-timer quotes I've ever seen in my entire life. So Bond was asked if he believed in the power of the board and if the spirits that haunt it were real, and his response was, "Well, I should say not. I'm no spiritualist. I'm a Presbyterian." It's what? I don't know. Dude, I read that quote and just I laughed out loud in my kitchen when I saw that. It's son of a bitch, and Presbyterians did it again. I don't know. That was just funny to me. Hell no, I don't believe in it. I'm a Presbyterian.
Yeah. I'm James Bond, and I approve this message.
So I had this is a story. I had a boss. This was before I started working at the company. And he had a really Polish last name, had the ski at the end, all that, but it was one of those Polish Lithuanian names, So there was just this old guy. Now you got this. They've never met before in their life, and he comes out on this job and introduces himself, and this old guy just looks at him and says, "Huh, so you're one of those Jew kike mother effers," just right to his face, And my boss just looks at me and goes, "Nah, man, I'm Methodist." That's all he says. That's all he says. "Nah, I'm Methodist." It's what? It's just ridiculous. All right, so eventually Bond would go on to get all the trademarks for the Ouija board, and after his death, his son continued to run the company until 1966 when he sold it to Parker Brothers. Parker Brothers would manufacture the board for years and years, making sure to try and never use the word spiritual in any of its advertisements, and because of this, the board is still relied heavily on its urban legend, its creep factor, and its word of mouth. And I don't know, you said it was Hasbro. It might be Hasbro now. Who knows who's, it's one of those deals. I think I really feel like there's one company that just owns every toy company.
Yeah.
Just under different names.
Yeah. Yeah.
So that's that's the long of the short of the history. And there's you can go online. It was a really good read on that site. What did I say the name of the site was?
Playing with.
Museumofplay.org.
Yeah.
Did not like where we were going with playing with. There's nothing good was going to come from that quote. But yeah, there's like trademark wars between guys. And,
damn.
Yeah, I don't know.
Pistol duels.
Well, it's really hard. It's hard to say it over a mic when you don't actually have like a chart to show people. Like, it's hard to keep track of names when people are just rattling off names. Like, Corey had it, then Mike had it, and then Bob had it, and John had it, and it's like, what the hell? What are you doing? Just give me one name.
Yeah.
So, you ready to get into how a Ouija board works? It's perfect. I don't even have to edit that in now. That's great.
Yeah.
I'm going to take that as a resounding yes. I'm ready.
Yes.
So the Ouija board uses a planchette. I think I'm saying that right. A small heart-shaped piece of wood or plastic. So, the thing you put your hands on. Yeah. As a movable indicator to spell out messages during a seance. Participants place their fingers on the planchette and it moves about the board to spell out words. What makes it work? So the thought that makes it work outside of spirits. This is diving into how the board works, but it's called ideomotor effect. So it's a phenomenon in which the individual makes involuntary physical movements in response to thoughts, ideas, and expectations. The root term ideo and motor refer to idea and the thing that moves or causes to move, respectively. This is a scientific side, which others believe it works through opening oneself to.
So it's basically saying like
world.
It's just your mind basically moving it.
Yeah,
like
involuntarily. Like you're not intentionally moving it, but like
it's like your
motor
subconscious
functions
or something
exactly
like that, moving it. Yeah,
and I think that when it first started, that's kind of why they made it. They didn't think it was going to be something for spirits to use. They wanted it to be something to answer your questions or whatever,
So at what point did it change from that to the spirit thing?
That was when the spiritualists got a hold of it.
Oh, okay, that's when it changed.
So and that's when they didn't really advertise the board that much. When the spiritualists got it, they just saw that this is our way to run with it. Let's just let them run with it.
Yeah.
So they still didn't even advertise it as like a spirit board or anything. They just kept pumping them out, and word of mouth is what spread that this thing talked to spirits. So do you know there are 6 main rules to the Ouija board?
Yep.
Do you think you can name all 6? I know you can name some.
Yeah, don't play alone or whatever. Don't play by yourself.
Yep, that's number 1. Number 1 rule, folks, is don't play this damn game
alone. Isn't it like always say goodbye?
Always say goodbye. That's the last rule.
Goodbye.
Yeah, always. Because they said if you don't say goodbye, you leave the veil to the spirit realm open, allowing spirits to still enter your house even when you're not there at the board.
I don't know if this is a rule or not, but like, aren't you, if you get rid of it, aren't you supposed to like bury it or something? I don't know if that's a rule.
You're not supposed to burn it.
Yeah, you're not supposed to. I think you're supposed to bury it.
Yeah. I don't know. I know not.
You're supposed to bury it and break it into like so many pieces, I think.
Yeah, well, that I don't know.
I don't know if that was one of the rules.
Yeah.
All right, so oh shit. How many? 6.
You got 6. Yeah, you got 6.
2.
So you hit 2, and we went over the third one. Never burn the Ouija board.
Never burn. Son of a.
This is a specific place where you're never supposed to use a Ouija board.
Oh, cemetery.
Cemetery, graveyard. You got it. You got it. Let's see what else. Don't ever leave something on the board.
Don't ever leave your.
Just talked about it.
The little triangle thing.
Little triangle thing. Yeah.
What's it called?
The planchette.
Pentagon. The
planchette.
The plantation. What's it called?
The planchette.
Oh, you were saying it.
Yeah.
The planchette.
The octagon. It's like I just told you.
Yeah. Don't leave that. Why?
I think it's because then I don't know.
Shit just goes crazy. It just.
I guess then they can use it to open up the world on its own. And you're never supposed to ask it a specific question.
Never ask it.
Something I never.
Oh, isn't it? Oh, I know. Isn't it? Aren't you supposed to? You're not supposed to ask them if they're like evil, like good or bad or something.
Nope.
Oh shit! What is it?
Something I never supposed to ask it when you're gonna die.
Ooh.
Which, yeah.
How the fuck is that gonna know? They're like. They're not fuck. Oh.
Dude, oh. Jeez. This dude's just going. He's going just ape shit right now.
I forgot.
You're getting the FF here and an FF there.
Yeah, but they're not like.
They're in the spirit world, though. So if you're in the spirit world with a higher power, you would know. I don't know. That's just what they say.
All right.
I don't know.
Fair enough.
All right. Fair enough.
Starting to get riled up over here.
Starting to get rowdy. He is getting rowdy.
I don't know why.
Octagons and stuff are coming out. He's getting into UFC fight mode right now. All right. So through history, there's been a lot of backlash, obviously, given specifically by Christians towards the Ouija board.
The Jews.
The Jews. Yeah, there was a lot of backlash towards the Jews. I just kept it with the Christians because a lot of it was super similar. So many Christian denominations view Ouija boards as a form of occultism, often citing scripture to condemn the use. Specifically, would be a part of Deuteronomy 18:10-12, which warns against another sorcery and stuff like that. They often believe to open doors to demonic influence or possession, as the act of summoning spirits is seen as invoking entities outside of God's will. So I don't disagree. That was always how I looked at Ouija boards, that you're just provoking some kind of evil entity.
If they really work.
If they really work. That's true. Yes. So, you need to take a pee break, or you want to get a...
we could take a break.
Do you want to?
Yeah, you grab another beer.
Okay.
It's beer break time. Crack a cold one, fill your cup, and enjoy the rest of the episode. All right, so we've been talking about the origins of the Ouija board.
Origins
of the Ouija board, the history, all that, from when it started to now, yada yada. I want to hear some real life stories of this sumbitch.
Real life stories. You ready? So actually, through the course of history, there are no real recorded stories of any Ouija boards doing anything. So
you son of a bitch.
All right. So the first one we could talk about takes place in 1913. It's the Patient Worth case.
Patient Worth.
So Pearl Curran, a St. Louis housewife, reportedly communicated with a spirit named Patience Worth.
Patience. So she was a patient, or her name was Patience?
Her name was Patience.
What the?
Or she had patience. I don't know. She just said Patience Worth. That's what she spelled out.
She was a patient.
No, it's spelled different.
How's it spelled?
Patience.
Okay.
Yeah. So she had patience. Spelled that way. So she... now I got to start all over. Reportedly communicated with a spirit named Patience Worth through a Ouija board. Patience claimed to be a 17th century English woman and began spelling out poetry, novels, and plays through the board.
Dude, that was probably pretty nice, though. It probably sounded
It
pretty...
was. But one of the things that really made this gain significant attention was because of how complex a lot of the works were. And, like, this woman, she was just, like, she had never seen any of this stuff before. And she would just be telling people all about, like, all this, like, knowledge and these crazy plays, like, over in Europe and all that. So,
dude, what if you got, like, Einstein on the Ouija board and he starts just telling you all this crazy shit and, like, you can start...
Well, maybe what happens is people do get Einstein, but it spews off so much crazy shit, they're just like, yeah, this thing don't work.
Yeah,
you know, it's E-M-Q-Q-R-A-S-O-T.
Yeah.
He's just doing these complex equations, and it's like, yep, this thing's busted.
Take this back to the Salval.
Yeah. Back to old Bob behind biters.
Yeah.
So this one, 1949, is the inspiration for The Exorcism.
Ooh.
So the famous novel and film of The Exorcist was inspired by the case of a boy referred to as Roland Doe. His possession allegedly began after he used a Ouija board to contact his deceased aunt. The horrific events that followed included furniture moving, strange noises, and violent outbursts led to multiple exorcisms by the Catholic priest. This case solidified Ouija board's association with demonic activity in popular culture. So this is one of the first time that people like looked at this thing like, damn, this brings bad stuff in too.
Yeah.
Like that never crossed their mind. It was just insane to me.
They had to update that rule book.
Yeah. It's like, get the instructions to this thing. Yeah. Don't talk to some guy named Zuzu because we're gonna get to him. Yeah. Oh, he's the next one. The Zuzu phenomenon.
You're not supposed to say that name.
I know. And yeah, we did talk about this. We talked about this, boy, dude. This was episode like what 2 or 3 when I talked about this guy. But I started like, I'll get into it a little bit. But I started getting into like reading stuff about. And this is the reason that I didn't do the Ouija board story early on. I just was like, I don't know if this is something I should do. But I started getting into it and started looking up Zuzu, and all of a sudden, I started like catching shadows out of like the corner of my eye all through my house. And I am not one
to see shadows
or to believe in any kind of like. I am a skeptic, I would say, wouldn't you?
Yeah,
I'm a skeptic.
You're a skeptic. You're a skeptic.
Yeah. So
you're a little more skeptic. I'm a skeptic, but I'm less of a skeptic than your big skeptic face.
Yeah. Big skeptic face. Yeah. Big skeptic ass over here sitting in this chair.
Yeah.
But once I got into it, and this, like, there's a really crazy.
Fucking shit.
I think Corey spilled beer all over.
It'll dry.
It will. Yeah, I prefer if you smear it everywhere. It works better. So the thing with Zuzu is it happened. Many Ouija board users claim to have encountered an entity named Zuzu, described as a malevolent trickster spirit. Stories often include Zuzu spelling his name, so it's just Z-O-Z-O-Z-O, and they said it'll be like multiple times, like Z-O-Z-O-Z-O-Z-O, and then causing strange and terrifying events.
Damn, that son of a bitch probably goes quick, too.
Yeah, quicker than me. Well, this phenomenon has been widely discussed online, with some attributing serious hauntings, psychological distress, and other possessions after talking with Zuzu. Ghost Adventures guys, they do an episode on Zuzu, and buddy, that is must-watch TV. A girl supposedly gets taken advantage of in that episode outside the house by Zuzu.
No.
Dude, I'm telling you. I'll send you what episode it is. You got to watch it.
Yeah. I haven't watched that show in a long time.
Dude, it is.
Yeah.
You have to go into it with the right attitude.
Yeah.
Like I don't go into that show thinking I'm going to see some legitimate people going to search. I want to see Zach go on there with his bedazzled cross shirt and his baggy black pants, go in there and just like scream at the camera and basically like sometimes I feel like a spirit when I watch that show. Yeah. Like he is mad at me for something or another, and that's why I watch that show, and it is awesome.
I'm just sitting here watching the show, dude. Why are you yelling
at
me?
Chill. Yeah. We're good. So the next case takes place in 1974, and it's the Doris Bither case. What happened is Doris Bither...
What year was this?
74.
74.
Doris Bither, whose story inspired the movie The Entity, which I have never seen or heard of.
You never seen that?
No, neither of you. Reportedly experienced a violent haunting after using a Ouija board. She claimed to have been physically assaulted by an unseen force. Not sexually, Corey. Before you ask, there was no sexual conduct that happened there.
All right. That was my follow-up question.
Yes. Investigators documented an unusual phenomenon, including strange lights and objects moving, which were linked to her prior spirit board use.
So she just got slapped a couple times, maybe.
Maybe.
Roughed up.
Yeah, probably. What else we got?
I don't know. You're the one fucking...
Let's see what else we can dive into on the old Google.
What else we got over here?
I keep getting messed. I have the mic so it covers up my right eye when I'm trying to read. And it's like, screw me up bad. All right.
I'm over here making puddles.
Yeah, you are. And then making them bigger by just swirling it. So the next case was from 92. It was the Paranormal Diaries case.
That's my birth year.
Cool. A group of teens in Texas used a Ouija board to try and contact spirits. They claim to have unleashed a haunting spirit that followed them for years. So, like, way after your birth year.
For years.
Forever. Yeah. Participants reported poltergeist activity, nightmares, and eerie coincidence. The case became infamous in local paranormal circles, illustrating the dangers of dabbling in the Ouija board.
Well, how long did it follow him for?
Years.
How many years we talking? Years can be 2, years can be 20.
Years.
10?
Years. Bro, years.
All right.
They could still be happening for all we know.
I guess you're the expert.
I am. And that's why I knew the facts, that it happened for years. The Sally House Haunting.
The Sally House Haunting?
Yeah.
Really?
It's not spelled with a Y. It's spelled with an I-E.
Oh.
Changes everything, doesn't it?
It's
Sally like the dude Sally.
Dude. Yeah. Son of a... I don't know if I could... You might have to skip this one.
All right.
Nah, go ahead.
Okay. The Pickman family claimed their Kansas home became violently haunted after they used a Ouija board. The spirit, a little girl, Sally, reportedly scratched and attacked Tony Pickman. The Sally House remains a popular paranormal investigating site, and many link the haunting to their spirit board.
You said this was Kansas?
Kansas. BTK, man.
Who was Tony Pickman?
That was part of the Pickman family. That's where I started the story. The Pickman family claimed their Kansas home. He's one of the Pickmans.
Well, who was Sally?
Sally was the hold on. Let's just reread the whole thing. The Pickman family claimed their Kansas home became violently haunted after they used a Ouija board.
Okay.
The spirit of a little girl, Sally, reportedly scratched and attacked Tony Pickman.
Okay. Hey, I'm just doing it for the people because the people are going to have the same questions as me. This is for the people.
I don't know if they will.
For the people.
They are just listening.
So am I.
The Mofit family.
The Mofit family.
I don't know if I'm saying it right, but it looks like Mofit. The Mofit family haunting. What happened? Them Mofits got haunted.
Yeah.
In San Pedro, California, Jackie Hernandez. I don't know why they're the Mofits when it's Jackie Hernandez and her family experienced poltergeist activity, including blood-like substances oozing from the walls and violent spirit manifestations. It was later revealed that a Ouija board session had occurred in the home.
Damn, that was a crazy Ouija board session then.
This case is considered one of the most compelling examples of the poltergeist phenomenon tied to the Ouija.
Where was that? California. What year?
I gotta go. Now I've already flipped that paper.
I know. I'm just
the 80s.
80s. Okay.
Doesn't even give a year. It just says
the 80s.
1980s with an S.
Okay, that's interesting.
So those are it. But if you enjoyed those stories, I have more coming at you. You know why?
Because we're going to Reddit.
We're going to Reddit.
Let's head to Reddit.
Whoa, Corey. Slow your roll. We are not actually going to Reddit. Well, technically we are going to Reddit. All right, cut the music again. We're going to this site first. This is the Thought Catalog.com, authored by Chrissy Stockton. So she had a bunch of stories from Reddit where she summed up the best Ouija board stories from Reddit. Now we can go to Reddit. All right. Whew. We finally got here.
I don't know where we're at.
We're at Reddit.
I'm along for the journey.
He's here. He's here in spirit. I shall communicate it with him through the board.
Yeah. Tell me where we're at, because I thought we were going to Reddit.
We're at Reddit now. We finally made it. All right, so I got story 1, which is just titled The Doll.
The Doll.
Yeah. And just for a little backstory, I know I said real quick. So I went on Reddit and looked for stories. I ended up finding Chrissy Stockton's website and her stories, and she just had like the best Reddit stories, 1 through like 22 or 23, and they were all bangers.
Yeah, so why do extra work?
Yeah. So want to give her all the credit. She did awesome. I don't actually know who she is. It's not like she's a personal friend, but good on you. Good on you.
Good job.
So I took.
Actually, I'm gonna wait until I hear him first, and then I'll tell you good job at the end.
First one's good. I'm trying. I don't know if I put. Let me see if I got 2 or 3. Actually, I have 2 on here, and if we have enough time, which I think we're going to, I'm going to have you just pick a random number, and I'm just going to read that story too.
Me?
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, which you'll probably end up picking like one of the 2 stories that I read numbers, and I'm going to read it again, and you guys are going to have to suffer through that. So here we go. So story 1, the doll. So I have a terrifying story about a Ouija board. I think I'm going to start reading these in more of like a
dramatic.
Yeah. I have a terrifying story about a Ouija board. I got a call from my cousin who said that he, his brother, his dad, and his best friend were using a Ouija board in their basement. Prior to starting, they took a large porcelain doll out of the room because it was creepy. Which, hell yeah, it was creepy. But dude, porcelain dolls are creepy as hell. I don't like them.
They are creepy.
You like dolls?
No, I don't like dolls.
I mean, I play with them.
The ones you blow up.
What? You're right. Yeah, he's not. Yeah. He's not kidding. I like playing. Like I love like
playing with dolls.
I do. Well, I do play with dolls. So, and I'm going to get into it here. So, I think it's so funny when like, because I have a daughter, you know.
Yeah.
And she'll be playing. There'll be boys there, and like I'm a pretty big guy, you know. I'm like 6'3", large, you know,
large,
big frame. I'm like a big guy, and my daughter will be like wanting to play like dolls and stuff, and the boys will be like, "That's stupid. I'm not playing with dolls." And it's like, "Well, get out of the way then, kid, because hell yeah, Dad'll come play with dollies." You know, always make sure to call them dollies too.
Dollies.
Like hell yeah, I'm on my way, kid.
Yeah.
Get out of my way, shrimp paste. And then all the boys are like, oh, dang, that big guy plays with dolls. That's kind of cool, you know? You can see it on their face working. So they took the creepy doll and placed it in an adjacent room.
Are you talking different
face down
than you were?
On a pile of towels. I think I am. I don't know if I can get my Reddit voice down or not.
I couldn't pay attention because your voice changed. Wait, this is not what he was just...
Okay. All right, I'm just going to read it like semi-normal, okay. All right? But serious, Mike, here.
All right.
My cousin took a short break because the board had just spouted out nonsense, and he had this, and he had to take a shit.
What?
That's what it says.
It said he had to take a shit?
That's what it says.
Damn it, was this in your house, Mike?
Oh, man, no way. We crap our pants at my house like grown adults. His dad, brother, and friends started asking the board questions without him. One of the questions was, who is in the other room? And it just started spouting off random numbers. When my cousin came back into the room, his brother said it wasn't working, that they were going to put it away. And he showed him the answer to the last question. So they were writing, so as it was giving them these numbers, they were writing them down so they could remember them. My cousin that was just taking the poop said, dude, that's my social security number.
No!
Yes!
Oh my God.
Dude, how crazy is that? Then they started to talk to whatever started spewing answers out. It told my cousin that he would die in the Air Force. At this point, they tell the entity that they are communicating. They tell the entity they are communicating with to prove itself, and it just spelled out the word doll. And they were like, "What the?" You know?
Yeah.
What doll? Okay, doll. Cool.
Yeah.
So they opened the door to check on the porcelain doll they had laid in the other room. And when they opened the door, the doll was standing upright in front of the door, staring right at them. Dude. Freaky. You know, them nasty-ass porcelain doll eyes. Like looking at you.
I would smash that son of a bitch.
Freaking right. With the biggest claw hammer I could find.
Yeah. That's why I have a hammer in each room in case one of them son of bitches.
Yeah, just in case the porcelain doll attacks.
Yes.
Oh, man. Everyone freaked out and ran out of the house. His best friend did what you're not supposed to do to a Ouija board.
Son of a bitch. He brought it to a cemetery.
Nope.
Played it by himself.
Nope.
Son of a bitch. He left the triangle thingy
on.
No. God damn. He burned it.
He burned the board. Thank you. Man, I thought I lobbed that one up to you. And you're just like, dang it, he took it to the nearest cemetery. It's like, why did he do that?
Because I was thinking, the furthest one from the actual one.
I burned the Ouija board, and I think he temporarily went nuts for a few months. So, I wonder why not burn a Ouija? What happens? You just like release the spirits that are like talking to you through that board? Is that, do you think, why he went like temporary nuts? I mean, obviously he was going nuts because he saw a doll floating in his freaking laundry room too. That didn't
you
help.
said he went nuts. So, like, what if when they light the Ouija board, right, all the spirits come out? They have nowhere to go, so they just go inside.
They just go into him. Yeah. It just becomes like a schizophrenic crazy man or something, you know?
Yeah.
My cousin, for some reason, then joined the Air Force. You remember this doll said that they're going to die in the Air Force?
I would at least join the Navy.
Yeah. I would join the Coast Guard.
Yeah.
Dude.
Yeah.
Think how many times our coastlines have been attacked.
But I would have been Canada.
Yeah. In the Navy. Yeah, I always think of that. Like, I want to join the Coast Guard, kind of.
Yeah, but I'm going to be up, like, north somewhere.
Yeah, where it's not hot. That's for sure. So he's at an Air Force base in Europe right now. So that was the end of that story.
Right now.
Right. Well, at the time of whenever. I don't know when these came out because I don't have the original post or anything.
Shit.
So.
Well, R.I.P.
Oh, I do have 3 stories on here.
Yes. Son of a bitch.
Score on you, Mike.
That was a good story, Christy.
Yeah, because I don't know.
Was her name Christy?
I
literally just pulled a name out of my hat.
I thought it was Jeff.
It was a girl.
It's Chrissy.
Okay, Chrissy.
No T.
Chrissy. Okay.
Yeah.
I'll take that.
I feel like people that are named Christy and Chrissy, they don't like each other.
No.
Like there's a rivalry there.
Yeah. That's like Corey.
Yeah. And
And
Lori.
No,
and Tori.
No, like the Corys that have an E in their name, like me.
Oh, yeah.
And the ones that don't.
Yeah, I work with a not ear.
I don't ever want to talk to him.
Yeah, you don't have to.
Okay.
He'd kick your ass anyways.
All right.
That's like people that like spell their name Mike with a C. M-I-C.
M-I-C. When you're talking in?
That's what I'm gonna punch this thing. I'm talking.
Yeah, I was gonna say.
One of them right there.
Yeah, you son of a bitch. Stop looking at me.
All right, so story 2. This is when they broke a cardinal rule. Another cardinal rule.
Ooh.
So they asked it a question. What do you not ask a Ouija board, Corey?
When you're gonna die.
That's right. So he was with a group of his friends, and they said they all asked it a question that only the person asking it would know the answer to.
Hold on. So they're gonna ask it, like the person, whatever, is gonna ask it when he's gonna die, when she's gonna die, and that son of a bitch is gonna say like tonight or like right now.
You'll see.
I swear to God, if it does.
See.
Ooh.
You'll see.
All right, go ahead.
All right. And I assume the way like he was like bringing this would be like let's say it was like you, me, and our friend Aaron were doing the Ouija board, and me and you had the whatever the thing's called.
The pendulum.
Yeah, the octagon.
Whatever it's called.
We had that, and Aaron asked us a question that only he knew, and we were able to answer it. You know what I mean? So I assume it was like that. Like the people asking the question weren't actually part of the game. So they all asked a question that only the person asking would know the answer to, and would answer the questions. One question that somebody asked was, what was the name of the boat I went on a cruise when I was 6? And it answered totally correctly. We played this thing forever.
Damn.
So, and while they were playing, they had cold spot experiences. So when they would feel a cold spot in the game, they would put a candle there. And the flame of the candle wouldn't go upward. It would actually go like sideways. Yeah. Like, kids, say goodbye. Put it away. Nothing good's coming right now. So one night, we all asked it how long we had left until we would die. Which, I don't know. All right, so, and this is going to dive, I guess not really off topic. Would you want to know how long you have to live?
No.
Hell no. Why would you want to know that? People were like, man, I wish I knew that so I could go live my life to the fullest. It's like, just go live your life like that then, man.
Yeah, exactly.
Go live your life like the way you want to live it.
Yeah. No, hell no.
Yeah, if you're sitting there right now and you're like, man, I would go live your life, damn it.
Yeah.
Come on our cast and spew some nonsense like we typically do.
Yeah.
That'd be great.
Yeah.
So everybody asked, and everybody had like 50 to 60 plus years left. Then it got to me, and it says 10.
Come again?
Yeah. I said, damn, 10 years? says, no, 10 days. Yeah. I pretty much shit a brick at this point. It said I was going to get killed in a car accident by a girl named Emma.
Oh, shit.
Like, these people were, like, balls deep in this Ouija board.
Damn.
Yeah, like, balls deep in this Ouija board.
All right, so, I mean, I don't know what's going to happen in this situation, but if I'm playing a Ouija board and that son of a bitch says 10 days and then whatever.
And then the phone rings and it says, 10 days.
Yes. No, I was thinking that too. No, but like what? I would bubble wrap myself and like go in the closet. Like, you know, like
going to hide it. Especially
like Final Destination?
Especially if it says, I'm going to die in a car wreck.
Well,
it's like, I ain't going to get in a car.
I'm going to be keeping track. Like, okay, this is day 10. I ain't driving today.
So, and I think this is the freaky part about it. So we asked it 3 days later, and it said 7 days left.
Oh, 7 days!
Yeah, dude.
No!
Yeah. We asked it 5 days later, and it said 5 days left.
Oh, shit.
So it freaked him out to the point where he started carrying a Bible in his pocket and wearing a big cross. Dude, I think, like, I say big cross, I'm thinking, like, Flava Flav clock-sized cross on his chest, you know? Flava Flav.
I'm thinking of one like the size of him. Like,
yeah, at least huge.
Yeah, he's just
huge.
Carrying his thing
Yeah.
around.
So, eventually he didn't know what to do, and he finally told his dad everything that was going on. And, of course, his dad didn't believe him and thought he was just being crazy. And so this dude took out a piece of paper, and he made a Ouija board on a piece of paper, and he used a CD as the thing.
Yeah.
And it worked.
What?
And his dad just flipped his shit and told him that he didn't have to go to school that day. He was supposed to die. And he didn't go to school, and nothing happened. So good on you, Dad, for listening to your kid's paranormal crazy-ass experiences.
Christ.
You're freaking right. Dude, that was a good one.
Yeah, that's nuts.
Yeah.
A CD.
A freaking CD, yeah. And you know it was like In Sync Christmas one, too.
Yeah.
Dude, I remember in school I was going across a bridge over a couple towns over, and we were in, like, my buddy's parents' car, and we were flipping through, and we got to it, and it just said, like, it was like In Sync Christmas. And I just looked at him. He said, dude, my mom loves that. I just took it out and threw it off the bridge right there. Like, as we went across the bridge to Lewisburg.
You didn't really?
Just whipped it right off the bridge. Just right off the bridge. Gone. Yeah.
So growing up, were you Backstreet Boys or NSYNC?
NSYNC.
Ooh.
Yeah.
Ugh.
Yeah, Backstreet Boys are like the poor man's NSYNC.
I think it was the other way around.
Oh.
It's okay.
I know people are not going to be surprised by that. Corey and his no, I can't. I said I was going to be nice to Corey this episode. I can't do it.
I was going to say something about NSYNC too, but I won't.
Corey had an Eminem poster in his bedroom. All right,
I thought you forgot about that.
No way, never going to forget that.
Shit, I said too much.
He did. All right, so the last one that I have on here is called June 24th.
June 24th.
Yeah, I remember this one now. You know, you do the research on these and you slightly, like, forget them.
Oh, yeah.
But I remember this one. So my girlfriend told me about an experience she had with a Ouija board while in high school sometime in 1986. She had a friend named Johnny who was suffering from CF. And
is that erectile dysfunction?
The cystic fibrosis.
Oh, okay.
So you cannot relate like you could with erectile dysfunction. I can't help it. Some other defibrillating illness.
Okay.
Who had recently been hospitalized as a result. Both her and her friend Shelly.
Hold on a second. I just can't focus right now. Oh, shit. Okay.
You good?
We're good.
Both she and her friend Shelly visited Johnny regularly in hopes of keeping his spirits up for a quick recovery. What's going on?
I'm just thinking of erectile dysfunction, keeping his spirits up. Like, I just can't.
Oh, my goodness.
I can't.
Well, good on them if that's what they're doing. Good on them. Both she and her friend Shelly visited Johnny regularly in hopes of keeping his spirits up for a quick recovery. One night after visiting Johnny and keeping his spirits up, they were at Shelly's when they decided to try out a Ouija board.
Ooh.
After a while, they started communicating with a spirit who seemed to know a lot about them.
Son of a bitch.
A lot of stuff that it probably shouldn't have known. After some random questions about boys and general questions one would expect teenage girls to ask, my girlfriend decided to ask about Johnny and his condition. And the board quickly spelled out 2-4 June 1987. Johnny won't have to worry anymore.
So that's when that's when he's going to die.
And went to goodbye. So it just said that to him and just...
It said goodbye?
Goodbye. Went right to the
Oh,
it has
God.
the goodbye spot on the board.
Yeah,
right to that. So his girlfriend and Shelley were so convinced that the board was giving them a date for his recovery that they actually wrote the message down and sealed it in an envelope. The following year, on the 24th of June, it turned out that Johnny indeed no longer needed to worry about his condition. It was the day that he died.
Damn!
Corey's just like locked eyes with me, like, holy shit.
Holy shit. So he died.
He's dead.
R.I.P.
R.I.P. to Johnny. Another one to the list.
I'm to the list. We didn't start the list, but we have we have a list up here.
We have a pretty good number, dude. I have. You want to pick a number quick?
Yeah. Like 1 through 10.
Through 22.
Ooh, you didn't get to my number. All right.
69.
No, it's 96.
Oh yeah, but the butt.
Okay. We're gonna go number 5.
5. Oh, I think 5 might be one of the ones we already did.
I swear to God.
I asked how long I would live. That's number 5. Pick another number on this.
Son of a bitch. All right. 22.
22. Let's see. All right, you ready?
Yeah.
And I don't remember reading this one. So when I was about 14, my best friend had a sleepover birthday party. Being the silly little girls we were, we decided to make a Ouija board to use, not really knowing any of the rules, like making it say goodbye. After an hour or so, I wandered off to read some tarot cards. What the hell's going on at the sleepover?
What are they doing?
What are you guys doing?
What the hell?
After that, we all chanted Latin to summon a demon. It was so much fun. What are you guys doing?
And then we went in the bathroom and we summoned Bloody Mary.
Yeah, like what the hell are you guys doing?
What are they? What?
You guys will learn.
Yep, they gonna learn.
And she wanted to also watch the rest of The Exorcist with the other couple of girls who didn't want to communicate with the spirits. Rereading the last sentence, I sound like such a stereotype. I still use tarot cards, though I never grew out of that phase, it seems. Wait, girl, you should.
Yeah.
Here's where it got weird, really. After I left the spirit talking to my friends, changed. So I guess the spirit changed.
Ooh.
As in it switched to a different spirit altogether.
Spirit, yeah.
His name was Max, and he was looking for me. I never knew a Max in my life. My friends yelled out what he was saying, and it moved, and I was writing off them as just teasing me until they started giving me information about me that no one at the party knew. The things about minor abuse I was facing and other little things.
Damn.
That freaked me out. I begged them to stop playing, even after Max tried to convince me that he was not trying to hurt me. My friends were awesome and stopped playing before I started crying, and I thought that was the end of it. The next time a Ouija board came... Why would you get another one out?
What? Yeah.
Like, isn't that your sign? The next time a Ouija board came out was the next year, and only one of the girls at the original party was among the group. We were baking a cake, so when the buzzer went off... I don't know. I don't know.
The buzzer?
That's the buzzer for the cake.
The cake. Okay, yeah.
When the buzzer went off and I headed to take it out of the oven. When we got back to the group, another girl turned to me and asked, "Who's Max?" Apparently, he stuck around after the first time. If my friends want to use a Ouija board, they didn't invite me over unless they wanted to speak to Max. He's always around. A few times in my life, I've heard a voice call out my name. It usually makes me stop for a minute. No more. At least twice, had I not stopped, I would have been in the path of a car going so fast that it would have surely killed me. I strongly believe Max has stuck around to be helpful, but he is not pulled out of the Ouija board. I would have never known about him.
Well, son of a bitch. She
Yeah.
summoned a guardian angel out of that thing.
Yeah, that's what we'll go with.
Well, it saved her.
It did save her. So, Corey, let's dive into some pop culture real quick. So, pop culture-ness, you ready?
Oh, yeah.
So obviously,
the movie Ouija.
The movie Ouija and Ouija Origin of Evil. So I saw both of them.
I haven't seen any of them. They're on my to-do list, to watch list, but
so don't watch the first one, but watch the second one because they're one of those movies that don't have anything to do with each other. But Origin of Evil is actually decent. The original Ouija movie it was horrendous. I watched that forever ago. The Exorcist, the Ouija board is used early in the film when Regan supposedly contacted a spirit named Captain Howdy, setting the stage for her possession. Paranormal activities. The burning Ouija board signals the start of the supernatural chaos in the film. And here's one I didn't ever hear of.
Which Paranormal Activity was that in?
I think it was in the OG in 2007.
Really? Damn.
Yeah.
I've seen them all, but I don't remember.
It's been so long since that. Dude, they got weird.
Yeah.
With witch covens and stuff like that. I don't know. They lost me.
Yeah.
Witchboard in 1986, a cult classic that explores the dangers of contacting spirits through a Ouija board. So there are TV. I bet you'll never be able to guess the first TV show on this list that Ouija boards occasionally appear on as a tool for hunters to communicate with the dead.
Ghost Hunters?
Supernatural.
Oh, shit.
Damn.
Well, you said hunters. I thought that was a key word.
Yeah, well, I mean, they're hunters, technically, I guess, in that show.
Yeah.
Buffy the Vampire Slayer, the characters use a Ouija
Buffy.
board on the episode I Only Have Eyes for You to unravel a ghostly mystery. And The Simpsons frequently parody Ouija boards appear in the Halloween episodes, emphasizing their cultural significance. So, before we dive into the folklore score, Corey, I have a question for you.
Yep, I'm ready.
Should Ouija boards be considered harmless fun or a doorway to the paranormal?
Should they be considered?
Yeah, what would you consider? What do you consider them?
Nothing good.
Nothing good.
I like. Okay, so I feel like they are presented as harmless fun, but once you open that box up, once you take that wrapping off, you take the box. You take the box out, you take the board out. That's when you start getting into shit that you don't want to get in.
Yeah, it's kind of a lot like dolls in a way, But I feel like when you
I feel like we're going to have to try it sometime though. Even though we don't want to.
You might have to do that alone in the cemetery after you burn it. I think I don't know. I think what happens, I think the game, the board, and everything as it just sits is just totally harmless.
Yeah.
But I feel like what you do is you make yourself susceptible and you make yourself open for things that maybe you don't want to enter your life to be able to just enter your life, which is that's scary. I don't know. I feel like that's the way I look at it. And I feel like that's like a doorway that the more you use a Ouija board, the more you just continue to open and close it. I don't know. Every time you open that door, you know how it is when there's you have your front light on and there's lots of bugs out there. Every time you open and close that door, a couple bugs get inside.
Yeah, those moths and
So I just feel like that's how every time you open the spirit world, and maybe at times you are communicating with something that isn't a malevolent spirit, but that door's still open for something to come in.
Yeah.
So that's what I think.
I agree. So going off of the Ouija box, the Harborough, and first I want to give a shout out to my cousin Carly, who let us borrow her Ouija board just for a reel we wanted to do. We didn't open it up. We just wanted the box.
I opened it up when you weren't in the room.
Oh, shit.
I did it all by myself down here. It kept saying the name Corey, but without a name.
Without the E.
Without the E.
Damn it. I was like, I hope it doesn't. No, what I was going to say, I think it blows my mind that you have to be 21 years old to buy alcohol.
Yeah.
You only have to be 8 years old to summon demons.
That's true. To summon demons. And really, you don't even have to be that old because you can go on YouTube. Did you know there's YouTube videos that'll just show you how to summon demons?
No.
Yeah. Me either. I didn't know that either.
Step by step.
Day by day. Yeah. I thought you were singing the step-by-step theme song there for a second.
Damn.
Yeah, there's like YouTube videos that you can go on where it just be like cults just summoning demons.
It's like Miss Rachel on there, just like
pretty much, yeah.
telling you how to summon demons.
It's Blippy. That's what it is.
Yeah. And he shits all over the board.
That freaking weirdo, man. So, I think it's time.
Folk lore score.
All right, we're back from the folklore score. And, dude, looking at my score, I think the Watcher is on the chopping block.
Watcher's gone.
The Watcher's gone.
The Watcher's gone.
Yeah. My score is high. 59 is the score to beat. 74 would be the score to take the champ down. I don't know if we're going to quite get that high, but, like...
I'm saying this thing's going to move up to, like, 5 or 6.
That put it around 70, 69, 70.
Yeah.
Yeah, I could see that. You ready to unveil?
Yep.
All right.
37.
37. Dude, that puts that at a 70. Their dog's at a 70, tied with Black-Eyed Children. Tied for number...
Oh.
Man, I was freaking... I don't know. Going into this, it's like, yeah, like Ouija... Like I said to Corey, Ouija board's scary as fuck. And I started filling this thing out. It's like, damn.
I know, and I was like, hey, man, I don't know how this is going to score. Like, this is a weird one.
Yeah, we were talking, like, because we usually always talk about it a little bit beforehand, and I don't know. I was looking at it. It's like, yeah, Ouija board, you know, who knows? But, like, that freaking thing's scary. All right, so we'll dive into our score. So... in case this is maybe the first time you caught us, we have 5 categories: spookiness, historical, cultural significance, believability, uniqueness, and threat level. And we each give them a score 1 to 10. We add our scores together to try and see how close to 100 we can get. We got our top folklore score, top 10. And yeah.
Krampus is our champ right now.
Krampus is our champ with 74. And, dude, the Ouija board was hot on the heels tonight.
Man.
Damn. That's crazy. So we'll dive down this a little bit. Spookiness, I gave it an 8.
I gave it an 8.
They scary as hell. Historical, cultural significance, I gave it a 6.
I gave it a 7.
So
we're
same
right
thing.
there.
Yeah. Believability, I gave it a 7.
I gave it an 8.
Dude, you're opening that realm, man.
Yeah.
We don't like it. Uniqueness, I gave it a 7.
I gave it a 10.
Dude, I can see it, man.
Because, like,
they're freaking,
what other
you're
like,
right.
what other
It's like,
boards? Like,
I don't know. Yeah.
Like,
Yeah, I don't know.
I haven't heard any other boards that summon Juju.
Now, summon a freaking demon named Zuzu. Did you say Juju? Oh, Juju.
Juju Smith-Schuster.
J-E-W.
Juju Smith-Schuster.
Yeah.
Summon him.
All right, and then for threat level, I gave it a 5.
I gave it a 4.
Yeah, I think we were pretty close to on par with
Yeah.
all our things. So, damn.
Damn, 70.
Tied for 5 over Bloody Mary
bitch.
on the board. That's cool.
Yeah.
It's the stories, man. Them Reddit stories freak you the hell out. They're freaking crazy.
I think even without the Reddit stories, though, just
it's just the history and everything
Ouija
of it.
board, like just hearing the name,
Yeah,
it's like, oh,
it's ominous. Yeah, it's ominous.
Ooh,
Yeah,
yeah,
you like that?
infamous.
Infamous. Yeah, it's infamously ominous. Nistily. Cheesy, like Cheetos.
Like my toes.
Like ew, ew. So yeah.
So that. That's usually,
Whoa,
that's
dude,
usually
you just
what
like broke the sound barrier.
That's usually what you say. You're always like, so that.
Yeah. Not quite. Dude, you got to do it. So that, and you back away from the mic a
so
little
that
bit. Yeah, there you go. So
brings
that
us to the end.
yeah,
of our
brings us to the end.
episode.
That is how I always end it, isn't it? Like unintentionally always end it.
Yeah.
Yeah. Damn. Yeah, so that is the end of our episode, folks. It feels weird. I have to say it because it feels wrong for me not to. Make sure to follow us on social media, YouTube, Facebook, Instagram,
TikTok.
Beat you there. Beat you to
Ooh.
X. That's right.
Porn. Oh, I'm just kidding.
Well, he might be there soon.
Yeah.
Threads.
Thread needles.
All right.
That's
it. That's the end.
That's it, folks.
And you know, so Ouija board, good episode. Week 2 of Paranuanuary. What? That wasn't right at all.
Paranuary.
Son of a... Paranuary. Yep.
Yeah.
Nailed it. Just like all right, so I'm out of here. Next week, what do we got next week? Well, I guess we don't totally know, do we?
Yeah, we don't know. It's up in the air. You guys are going to be surprised.
Yeah, surprised. Could have a guest on next week. Could just be the two doofuses back at it. Either way, it's going to be fun. So I'm Crack Daddy Mike, and I'm out of here.
And I'm the butt crack.
And he's out of here, and he's stupid.
Mike's dumb.
Oh, it's not recording!